Hi. All right. So today's live, we are going to be talking about dehydrated skin versus um, dry skin. Okay. I think that's very important to talk about. I feel like my eyes are a little irritated today. You guys, I don't know what it is. So I typically use voluminous mascara, and I bought a new tube of it like a couple of days ago, and I've been using it, and I don't know if they changed the formula, but my eyes have been so itchy, and that's the only thing that's new that I've been using. And my eyes are itchy. I feel like I have irritation, and I'm like, hopefully they didn't change the formula, and something in it is just not agreeing with me anymore. But I mean, it's an OG. It works, right? All right. So sorry, hold on. Okay, let's get into this video. All right, guys. So welcome back to the channel. I'm your girl Euniycemari, and I talk about all things skin, especially acne prone skin. I give you guys the tools, the guides on what it is that you need to know and do about it. But we talk about all skin here. So pretty much any skin issue that you have, you can always come to me, okay, and ask your questions. And I am here. I'm a skin spiritualist. That's what I am here for. All right. So today's topic is going to be dry skin versus dehydrated skin. Excuse me. And I wanted to talk about this because I feel like you guys are low. You guys feel like y'all are a little low. Hold on. Okay, I feel like you guys are more eye level. Um, I want to talk about this because I feel like now you're too high. Is that better? Okay. I want to talk about this because some of you guys don't have dry skin. You guys have dehydrated skin. Okay. And that is from the inside out. So I want to give you guys the difference, so that you guys can know when you are dealing with your skin, just to know what is dry and what is dehydrated. So let's go ahead and let's get into this. I have my notes here. Hold on. All right. So let's break this down. So the first thing that you need to know, I have my notes here, so bear with me. The first thing you need to know is that dry skin is a skin type, okay? And dehydrated skin is a condition, okay? And it's good to, it's you need to know the difference between those two, okay? Because a lot of people think, oh, I just have dry skin. No, honey, you have dehydrated skin. Okay. It's a condition. It's coming from the inside out. It's more to it than just dry skin. All right. Um, and knowing that difference alone is going to give you knowing that alone is going to give you direction of which way you should deal with it, because how you deal with dry skin and how you deal with dehydrated skin is going to be two different things. Okay. So let's jump into this. Dry skin pretty much means that your skin is lacking. It's lacking moisture, oil, lipids, the hydration. It's lacking that. All right. Um, Now, signs of dry skin we talked about as well. It can be flaking, rough patches. The skin feels tight. No matter what you do, no matter what you use, nothing gives it enough of that moisture. It can look dull, ashy. There's no glow to the skin. Fine lines show up a lot easier. Okay, so along the eye area here, like just where there's dry skin. Even I seen it on the body. When people are not moisturizing their body correctly, and you look really close at their skin, you can see little fine lines in the skin, and that shows me that you are dry skin. Okay. And it also, the skin can be very dry, very reactive, because it may also be irritated from being so dry. There's no type of support for it. So those are some signs of dry skin, right? So Dry skin is going to need not just hydration, but it's also going to need nourishment. All right. This is why I say with dry skin, it's a whole, you can't just use one thing a lot of time. One thing a lot of times. With dry skin, you have to have a nice little routine as far as like if you're just using a lotion, usually that's not enough for dry skin. You have to follow up and place an oil to lock in that dry skin. You can't just do that though. You have to make sure you are exfoliating once a week. Why? Because you already have that dry skin that's caked up there. It's just sitting on the skin. So if you're putting hydration on top of super dry skin, it's not getting in there, right? So you have to make sure you're exfoliating once a week so you can clear that. Then put on some type of hydrating lotion that has something like ceramides or hyaluronic acids in it. And then on top of that, put on your oil. So it needs nourishment, not just hydration. There needs to be a system with dry skin. Okay. That's very important. So some things that help dry skin is creams, not gels. Now, creams are heavier. We're talking your shea butters, your cocoa butters, your thicker butters. Okay. Well, you know what? No, 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 no. A lot of time, okay, I'm going to make this a very butters and creams get mixed up a lot. And I just caught myself doing that. I have to correct myself too. There's a difference between butters and creams. Okay. I don't have example in here for you. I have shea butter, which is all the way over there. Shea butter is a butter. It is very thick. It is very, it's a butter. It's a shea butter. If you ever see shea butter, you know what I'm talking about. And then you have something like a cream. Think of like Sol de Janeiro's body cream. Like it's it's a cream is thicker than a lotion, but it's not a butter. A butter doesn't really have water context to it. A butter is more of like a shea butter. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know the difference between a cream and a butter. And a lot of companies nowadays play around with the cream and butter word. And a lot of times a butter is not a butter and a cream is not a cream. A cream is just a thicker lotion. Take a lotion, make it thicker. That's what a cream is. Okay, it may have some oils in there, some more like maybe some butters in there. It's like a combination of like water, oil, and butter, if you will. That's a cream. A butter is straight butter, like a shea butter. It doesn't have any type of water content, no type of nothing. It is a raw fatty acid, if you will. Okay. I don't have my water in here. But I just wanted to make the difference between that. So you want to use some type of cream, not gel. Gel are more lightweight and they're not going to give you exactly what you need when it comes to dry skin. Okay, so don't be reaching for no gels. You need oils for dry skin. The reason why oils are very important, and we're going to talk about how to use them here as well. Oils are sealants. Okay, so you want to be applying over your moisturizer to seal and lock in the moisture, the water content. That is how you're going to keep your skin hydrated. For those out there who are like, oh, I use everything and nothing hydrates my skin, it's because you need to lock it in with the oil. Lock it in with the oil and come back and tell me what's up. You're going to be like, mm-hmm, yeah, lock it in with the oil. All right. And that can be almond oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, whatever oil you choose. Okay. Just lock it in with the oil. Wait, hold on. Don't be out there using no canola oil or no vegetable oil. Okay. Because you said lock it in with any oil for your skin. Anyways, next. Ceramides are good. Ooh, my nose is itching. Squalene is good as well. And then as far as cleansers, you want to use gentle, non-foaming cleansers, okay? Excuse me. Okay. So dry skin doesn't mean to drink more water. That's another thing too. Even though I do believe that a lot of y'all don't be drinking enough water, and that's why y'all skin looks the way that it looks. But if you are drinking enough water and your skin is still dry, drinking water may not be your only issue. All right. It just may mean that your skin needs more support. All right. With dry skin. It just may mean because there are a lot of things that cause dry skin. We have to think about it, especially now what's going on. You guys know there is coldness going on, like in New York, all that. Y'all are in some negatives. Y'all are in some really dry weather, and then you got like the opposite of like Arizona. It's like really dry weather out there, and that does numbers on your skin. So a lot of times the elements can be causing you to be a lot more drier. So you have to keep in mind that there are so many things that may cause dry skin. You have to make sure that you're using the right products and um the right system for you to see your skin stay hydrated as someone who has dry skin. All right. So that's one thing that I also wanted to make very, very clear. All right. So now that we know what dry skin is, and I think that it's very important to know the key markers of dry skin. So once again, just to know what some traits of dry skin is, again, we're going to go over it. It's flaking, rough patches, tightness. All right. The skin looks dull, ashy. Okay. It can be sensitive, and you'll see fine lines in the skin, and that's face and body. All right. So that's that. And before we jump into the next section, I just want to open up the grounds. Anyone have any questions for me? You guys know I like to do my little intervals. Okay. My little intervals. Okay. And if you guys don't know, the Clear Skin Playbook, that is I create the Clear Skin Playbook for y'all. So I will put the link really quickly in the chat for you guys to go and get your hands on the Clear Skin Playbook. It is a guide for you, especially if you are someone who has acne. All right. I'm your girl. I got you. So give me a second. Let me get this in here really quickly while we're on a little bit of a break. The Clear Skin Playbook. Where is it? I wish that this was, I don't have it on this phone. That's why. If I had it on that phone, it'd probably be easier. Where is it? Got it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat real quick. And then I'm like, should I run another sale? Listen, every time I run a sale for y'all don't go and buy the Clear Skin Playbook. Y'all be playing me. I will be like, okay, I'll put it on a sale for you guys, and y'all don't even go buy it. But it's okay though, because I'm gonna put it on a sale again because I love y'all. And plus it's more so for you guys. Like I really want you guys to get an opportunity to get your hands on it. It's a really great tool. I put a lot of work into the Clear Skin Playbook. I'm going to also be doing a part 2 to the Clear Skin Playbook. So I don't mind it. So that is the link to the Clear Skin Playbook. And while we are on live, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to put it as $5 off. $5 off. Okay, so give me a second. Let me do that. And usually, like, let's say you don't catch it this time. Usually, whenever I go on live, I just go ahead and run it. I run like a $5 off on it. And I usually do it for 24 hours. So it's usually until like the end of the day or the next day. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm not going to just run this $5 off until today. I'm going to take this. This is not going to end until Wednesday. So we're going to run this until today is what? The 2nd? Just for y'all. Just for y'all. So today is the 2nd of February. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to run this until February. Hold on. Until the 4th. So the 4th at midnight is when this is going to end. So that's $5 off of the Clear Skin Playbook. Okay. So that's for y'all. All right. Let's go ahead and let's jump into this. Did I save? Make sure it's saved so that y'all don't go and they be y'all go and be like, it's not marked off. You lied. Nah, okay. I got y'all. So there you go. Hold on. All right, so let's continue this conversation. Let me get back to my notes. Y'all know I be having to keep my notes up because I be getting distracted. If I don't have notes, I notice I be everywhere. So now that we know what not dehydrated, now that we know what dry skin is and the characteristic and the traits of dry skin, and what to do about dry skin, we're going to talk about dehydrated skin. And that's very important to talk about as well. All right. So let's get into dehydrated skin. So dehydrated skin just pretty much means your skin is lacking water, right? And I always say this. Oh my goodness, you can tell when people don't drink enough water. Dry skin, like I said, you can drink a lot of water and your skin's just dry. But dehydrated skin, it is lacking it. Okay, it could be because you're not drinking enough water. It's something is going on. All right. So ew, I think I have an ingrown hair on my leg. Okay, anyways. That was random. I know, but it hurts. Okay, anyways. So, signs of dehydrated skin are your skin feels tight but looks shiny, and I've seen that. I've seen that. Especially when the barrier is when you mess up your skin barrier, it can be shiny and tight. Okay? And that happens a lot too with like acne or when you're overusing a lot of actives and stuff. It can be oily but still uncomfortable. Makeup separates or cracks. Breakouts, fine lines at the same time. And skin feels worse after washing it. Okay, or after cleansing it. Okay. Um, and this is where I would say dehydrated skin, from my research of everything, dehydrated skin and the skin barrier being compromised go hand in hand. And you're going to see as we're going through these notes and we're talking about this, you're going to see what I mean. Because a lot of the same things are the same traits that a broken skin barrier has. It has the same thing when it comes to dehydrated skin. Okay. So you're going to see that as we're going along. So dehydrated skin usually comes from overexfoliating. I'll be telling y'all, stop doing that. Harsh chemicals, skipping moisturizer, too many actives, and then your lifestyle. So dehydrated skin and the skin barrier being compromised has a lot of the same properties or the same type of characteristics. Okay. Now, how they both show up, and this is why I say it's very important to know skin and what you're looking at, because how they show up is going to show you which one it is. So, dehydrated skin is just that. It's dehydrated, it doesn't have anything. You're seeing the opposite, right? You're seeing the skin may look shiny, right? But the skin barrier being compromised, everything you put on your skin, it burns. Your skin is red, it's inflamed, it's just not happy. Nothing is working, right? So it's important to know the difference. And I get it. It's kind of hard to, as like an average person who probably doesn't know much about skin. You could be doing everything under the sun and you're like, my skin's still not reacting to it. And you just don't know that your skin is dehydrated, or you just don't know that your barrier is compromised. But how would you know, right? How would you know? All right. So, and this is where we come into our next like point here. And before I step into this next point, do you guys have any questions? And then after this, you guys, what we'll do is that we will freestyle. It's a little fun, okay? Because I feel like maybe just being straight scared, y'all don't really like that. I don't know. But why am I itching? I'm itching here. I'm itching there. My leg hurt. Got an ingrown hair on my leg. Okay, we're distracted. All right, so let's get into the next point here. So it's key thing to know to hear why people get this wrong. Okay, you may not know you have dehydrated skin versus dry skin. You may not know, but let's go over why some people think that this is where they get it wrong, right? Even though tight skin is a close association with dry skin, you may think I just have dry skin, right? And that's why I say it's hard to tell between the two. You know what I'm saying? So you may, of course, add oils to your routine. You may, of course, add more things to your routine, thinking that okay, it's tight. I need more oil. or I need more moisture, but oil does not equal hydration. I said to you guys all the time. You need to always be using more of a water-based moisturizer. Okay. Um, you can be oily prone and dehydrated. You can be acne prone and dehydrated. You can be using all the products in the world and still be dehydrated. All right. So, and in my notes too, I did put this down because I did remember we said they're alike. So most compromised skin is actually dehydrated skin with a damaged barrier. They go hand in hand. Okay. They do go hand in hand. That's why I was saying they look a lot alike, but they also can go hand in hand when you have a damaged barrier. So we're going to get into how you can treat each of these. Oh my gosh, my nose is itching. What is going on? I'm like itchy, 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 itchy. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break, a pause. Okay. You guys have any questions for me? Oh my gosh. So yeah. All right. No questions. You guys are quiet. All right, let's keep going. So now we're going to talk about how you can treat each one. So pretty much now that we rounded up that dehydrated skin and a compromised skin barrier go hand in hand pretty much, right? And this is where I say a lot of skin conditions can go hand in hand, but they also can be separate. It's a whole thing. So let's get into it. Dry skin, what do you need? Your skin is dry. What is it that you need? Cream cleanser is going to be your best friend. Get You want to make sure you're putting oils on at night. And by that, I mean you put your moisturizer down first, put oil on top. All right. Um, and you want to use more hydrating cleansers, not foam. Another thing to keep in mind, you have to also be very knowledgeable, and I should keep this in mind for a next live topic. You want to be very knowledgeable about the consistency of face wash or face cleansers because different consistencies like foam, cream, gel, like those are formulated differently for different skin types as well. So just keep that in mind. Me, I learned just because it's a cream cleanser because I grabbed for a gel cleanser as well. You guys remember Good Molecules? And it was too hydrating for me. I'm an oily girl. I need something that's going to balance that skin out. If you are straight hydration, that's not here. No. I don't need no more hydration. I need something that's going to take away a little bit of that oil and balance out the skin a little bit more. So, and that came in a gel form. So just keep in mind too, now along with that ingredients. All right, that's very important. Um, so next, dehydrated skin, you want to go back, you want to start using a gentle cleanser. You want to use hydrating layers. Okay, so of course, those glycerins, those hyaluronic acids, you want to have those in there. You want to make sure you are moisturizing. And then, of course, you want to pull back on exfoliating. Now, I will say this. From my research of dehydrated skin, it also seems like dehydrated skin is also very close to the overusage of products, right? So when I'm looking up dehydrated skin and I was doing my research on dehydrated skin, that's what it gave. It gave like someone who's used too many products, too many actives, too many things on their skin at once or over time, which led to a compromised skin barrier or the skin just not receiving product well. So that's what it's starting to give. It's starting to give like dehydrated skin is something that you can create. Unlike dry skin is something that can be genetic, it can be related to, the weather and things of that sort. So, yeah, that's a very interesting one. But, okay. Um, so pretty much with dehydrated skin, you want to hydrate first and make sure you get that moisture in. All right. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Y'all, all this talking, it be doing a number on me. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh gosh, this is a lot. This is why I don't know if I could be a teacher. I thought about becoming a teacher in the realm of like cosmetology, skincare, but I give it up to teachers because I'd be on live for 20 minutes and I'd be like, how do teachers do it? And like, you got to give so much of yourself, and the class just sitting there just looking at y'all, like how y'all be looking at me, but don't be saying nothing. I'd be tired. I'd be like, oh, it takes a lot out of you, but we do it. We do it for a purpose. Okay, we do it for a purpose. As we're gonna take this little breaky break, Clear Skin Playbook. Go ahead and get your hands on it. I have to. Why is it so close though? The Clear Skin Playbook. Like, what happened? Why can I like adjust it? Oh, I can adjust. Oh, I didn't know I could adjust myself. Hold on, I'm too close. No, 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 we're not. Back it up. Oh, I can move myself around. Oh, I can only zoom in and out though. I can't do nothing else. Hold on. I can only zoom myself in. Oh, can I move myself around the screen? No. All right. Well, I just got to move in. Clear Skin Playbook. Yeah, go get your hands on it. Link down below. All right. So let's go ahead and let's continue this, right? So, dehydrated skin is a water problem. Dry skin is an oil problem. All right. Treating the wrong one will keep your skin stuck. And we see this all the time. All right. So you want to make sure you treat them the right way. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the live, you guys. I am so like oh my goodness. All right. So anybody have any questions about dehydrated skin? Any questions about dehydrated dry skin? No? Not at all? Do I need to go to sleep? Do I need a nap? I feel like the older I get, the more naps that I need. And I'm over here and I'm like, what did I do? I did nothing. Oh, you know what? I did talk like okay, we're done talking about skin. We can talk about other things. Energy leakage is real, you guys. Like I have been doing this thing too. Okay, so I have been doing this thing. Now that we talked about skincare, that's out the way. Let's get into some real life talk, okay? So I have been really, really, really on some like taking my skin my routine seriously. So for example, when I get off of work, you guys know I'm a waxer. I remove hair for a living. I give my energy to people a lot, right? So there's this thing of like, once I hit my door, I don't talk to no one. My phone is not on D&D to 8 o'clock, but I act like it's on D&D. My phone goes to the side. I get in the shower. I put on my cozy pajamas. I put on a movie, have my dinner or whatever it is I'm going to eat. If I have some wine, have some wine. And literally, I take out like an hour to myself when I get home. Nobody bother me. Okay. Nobody bother me. And then after that, like, it's when I probably get on social media or whatever, or talk to people and things like that. And then from 8 p.m. until 7 o'clock in the morning, my phone is on D&D. So, and that isn't, so how I structured it is this is like, I could be on my phone, but my phone's on D&D. So no phone calls can come in unless you're a favorite. Like my sister, my brother, my grandmother, my man, like those, if anything, somebody need to get in contact with me, those phone calls come through, but texts don't come through, none of that. Okay. But I'll be on my phone, like doing whatever, like researching, whatever. 9 o'clock is when I put my phone down and either watch a movie or something till I fall asleep or listen to affirmations, something that's going to feed my brain till I fall asleep. Then there are some key things throughout my night. And you know what? The last two nights, I didn't do it. And it's how you know you got to change up your habits and stuff. So I will randomly wake up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. It has been something that's been going on for a while. And when I wake up with everything on my mind that is just either not working out for me or some things that it's just like your thoughts like to haunt you. Okay. So I will wake up in the morning. I will wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with like, oh, this needs to be done. That needs to be done. This needs to be done. And then I can't go back to sleep. So what do? I hop on my phone. Then I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling till like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Mind you, my goal is that I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning from this point on because I like that morning because it's quiet, ain't nobody up. So I'm like, gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, because I've been scrolling till 4 o'clock in the morning, I can't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what I've been doing is I told myself, no scrolling. If I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, give your problems to God, take your ass back to sleep. That's my mindset. So I did it the last 2 days where I woke up and I was like thinking about stuff and I was like, no, 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 no. Took my ass back to sleep. Best thing ever, right? In conjunction with that, I've been wanting to wake up earlier. So I'm like 5 o'clock, I want to get up and start my day. So what I've been doing is that I have been waking up at 5 o'clock. Now, mind you, I can't touch my phone until 7 a.m. So from 5 to 7, I am just doing whatever the heck I want to do for myself. Make my cup of coffee. I meditate. I done it the last couple of mornings and all that. Like meditating, just doing what it is I need to do to have my moment for myself before I start the day. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times we do not know the things that are hindering us. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of my energy leaks are because of my damn phone. A lot of my energy leaks are created because I created them. A lot of my distractions are because I allow these minute things to distract me, right? So putting down my phone and staying away from my phone and cutting off the world and finding other ways to put my energy into things is where it's at. And I don't know about you, but a lot of times too, for me, I find that I will be totally fine and then I'm scrolling and something will trigger me like on social media. And I don't like that shit. I'm gonna be wholehearted with you. I don't like that shit. If I go through the whole entire morning of prepping my energy for the day to have great, productive, good energy, and then I see something that triggers me, we don't got time for that. We don't got time for that. And I also too have been trying to restructure my algorithm. Like my algorithm, unfollowing things that no longer serve me and all that. Like I am really in this season of getting my shit together, becoming more financially stable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get married. I want to have a family with my man. Like, there are things that I want, and I'm 37. So it's like, I feel like it's time to really buckle down. And me and my man had a conversation earlier as well. And that's one of the reasons why I adore this man because we just know each other so well. And we really are on the same, like, we want the same things in life. And I think that's very important. But it's not just about you and that person, it's also about you individually. And I feel like these last couple of weeks and so, if you haven't been hearing about me and my little journey, like through my little lives, but I have been on some like, let's get this together. Let's start to get shit together. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Any one of y'all out there who feels like anyone out there who feels like it is too late for me, anyone who feels like I got so much piled up against me, there is nothing in this world that can ever stop you. Everything in this world is a, whether it's debt, whether it's being behind on bills or stuff in your career, it does work on it. And that's one of the things that we have to realize. This life, nothing is fucking perfect. Excuse my language. But nothing is perfect. And I'm so tired of the world making it seem like you have to do X, Y, Z and be this way in order for you to be this. No, that's not the case. Everyone has their own ish. And anything you are going through, you have the willpower to get out of it. I just want you to know that because I think people get so down about their circumstances in life, about not having enough money for this, about not wanting to do this but can't do that. No, listen, let me tell you something. This year, I've been wanting to travel for the longest. I'm like, I want to go to New Orleans. I want to go to the Maldives. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm like, why can't I? Oh, well, I don't have the money right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, need to be working to. What? One thing about it is that we get one life. And my thing is, you just need to fucking do it. Excuse my language. But you just need to do it, right? So many times, like, we worry about things that the system wants us to stay worrying about. Money. How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay for that? Just so external, right? And it's just like, no, you have to live life. We only get one life in this. One life. Do you want to spend the rest of your life doing what somebody else told you should do? Do you want to spend the rest of your life not living your life on your terms? You can have anything you want in this world. You are the creator. You are the creator of your life. And I need for you guys to understand that, because for me, that's where I'm standing right now. Whatever I want, I can get. Whatever I want to do, I can do it. Nothing in this realm, it doesn't matter if it's anything, the negative, it does not matter. I am going to live a life that I want to live, and I'm going to have what it is that I'm going to have. But I know that it requires me to do certain things, to put things in alignment so that I'm in alignment with what I want. And I think that this is very important also for the time it is. What's going on in this world at this time? There's so much going on. And I think a lot of people feel down about themselves. They feel down about their circumstances. They're overwhelmed. People are not happy. You know what I'm saying? I had a client come in yesterday, and I could feel energy like it's nobody's business. And she's usually a very bubbly, a very happy client, but there was something on her mind that was bothering her. And I felt it. And I literally just looked at her and I said, everything is going to be fine. It's always going to work out for you. And she was kind of shocked because I don't know, maybe she didn't think that I felt it, but I can feel the energy. And I feel like those words are needed to people to remind them there is nothing in this world that you cannot overcome. It does not matter if it's finances. It doesn't matter if it's, you can overcome it. You can fight. You can do what you need to do to move forward. And I get it. A lot of it is easier said than done, right? But you are the creator of your fucking reality. Excuse me. See, when I get into stuff and I get really passionate about this conversation, I get really passionate about it. And I feel like, because I am a firm believer that people just feel like, I mean, we see it time and time again that people just feel like there's no other way out. And I feel like when I see people who feel like that, and I've been there, where I've had situations in my life that I felt like, oh, there's no way out of this. And that is an illusion. That's an illusion. Now, I'm not saying sit around and do nothing, because you still have to do something. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, you shouldn't take action out of fear, scarcity. You shouldn't take action out of rushing and just doing something, because that's not going to bring forward the results that you need, right? You have to understand, doing things out of fear, doing things out of scarcity, doing things out of that's all low vibrational. So what are you going to get back? You're going to get back low vibrational things, right? If something is not working in your favor in your life, or something is not going your way, you have to take the time to sit down and breathe and control what it is that you can control. Anything else outside of it, put it behind you. I'm going to focus in on what needs to be done right here. So that's in alignment with what I can get to. And as you are going along and the cards fall, and things fall into place, everything is just going to click. And then let's say some things may not work out in your favor, but then again, you have to take that as it's pushing you in a different direction. There's something else over here that I need to do. We have to take life a little bit differently. We have to take life and the lessons that it gives us a little bit differently. Right? We have to take life and go, okay, that happened. How can I get myself out of it? What do I need to do to better myself as a human being or to learn the lesson? And I'm going to tell you something else. Life will teach you lessons. And I know this as well because I'm in the midst of a lesson. A lesson that I saw coming a long time ago. But did I listen? No. I didn't listen. And I knew that this was going to be something that was going to smack me later on down the road. And it's smacking me. But it also is a lesson because I say this, when you don't learn the lesson the first time with life, the lessons get harder. Mm-hmm. You got yourself out of that one lesson, okay? And did you learn from it? Did you learn from it? Oh, you didn't learn from it. Okay, so it's going to happen again. It's going to be a little bit harder for you to get out of. Oh, you didn't learn that time either? Okay, it's going to happen again and it's going to be a little bit harder for you to get out of. Oh, you didn't learn that time? Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do it again. And it's going to be even harder for you to get out of. Why? Because you didn't get the lesson the last 3 times that life gave it to you. The reason why we continually go through the shit that we go through in life is because you're not getting the lesson. You still wondering why you're going through the same financial issues that you've been going through? It's because you didn't learn your lesson. You haven't been budgeting your money and watching it. Mm-hmm. That man is still dragging you. He's still cheating on you, saying what it is that he want to say to you. But the four times he cheated on you, you didn't get that. So now he got a whole baby mama now, a whole new baby on the way. Okay. Life will teach you and give you lessons consecutively. And until you lock in and you get those lessons and you do what is needed to do for you to alter your trajectory or where you're going, you're going to forever be in this loop. And until you get tired of being in this loop is when you're going to decide to break the loop. You have to get tired of your own shit. And you have to look at your life and go, right? And I'll use myself as a prime example. I don't have no problem. I have been working at this place, this wax center, forever. And there has always been that thought on my mind, like, Eunice, what's the next move? What are you going to do? What is the next move in your career? You need to move ash. You need to start, you have the experience. What is it? You don't need to be in fear. And there has been this conversation, excuse me, over and over and over again of what are you doing next? Right? But I've been the type that has been like, I'll think about it later. I'll move on it later. And now it's at a point where I think, from what I'm seeing, the company is not doing well. Mm-hmm. A lot of hours are being cut. We not making money how we used to, right? So everybody's check is taking a little bit of a hit, right? So now it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do? You should have left a year ago when you got it, but you didn't hear me trying to tell you to leave a year ago, right? So it's just the things that are always popping up, always showing us what it is that we need to do in our life to take the steps forward and be better people and to really live in our purpose. That's not this. We settled. We are settling for the box that they gave us. A lot of y'all have big dreams. You guys want to do so much with your life. You want to go to these places. Why do you think you can't go? You think it's outside of you when it's not. It's already here. It's just that you can go there. Listen, let me tell you my places that I want to travel to. The Maldives, Turks and Caicos, New Orleans. And let me tell you something about New Orleans. I don't know what it is about New Orleans. Have you seen their houses? I was online stalking the houses in New Orleans. I think we talked about this in the last live or the live before. I am in love with New Orleans homes. I want a home in New Orleans just based off of how the houses look. They're so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And something is calling me New Orleans. I don't know what it is, but I have been very drawn to New Orleans the last couple of years. That's why I was like, I need to just go and take a trip. And I was like, I really, really, if I go take a trip and I like it, we have a problem. Because I mean, I may need to go see a house in New Orleans, and more likely, I can see myself moving there if I really like it. Granted, New Orleans is below sea level, and that's something else I had to think about because I'm like, how much longer is New Orleans going to be there? Because if you get a house and property, if ocean is coming in and going to be washing all them away, like, what's the point? But yeah, they are below sea level, and we don't know how long they're going to be around for. But that's one thing I had in my mind. I'm like, gorgeous. Now, I even told my man, I said, look, before I met you, I probably would have been moved somewhere to the south or down because I don't know what it is. Listen, I feel like when you're called to a certain part of the world, it's for a reason. And y'all know I'm from LA, born and raised. I do have grandparents that are from the south, you know. My grandmother, Chicago, she's from Chicago, but her parents, her mom is from the south as well. Like I have a lot of lineage in the south, okay? And never thought of it, never thought of it, but for the past years, there has been a lot of pull for me to go to the South. And I don't know what that's about. And it's so funny. I remember one time I was talking to my grandmother, she's still living, about it. And she was like, she's from Arkansas. And she was like, oh, there's nothing out there, like you need to go see it because there's not much out there, or whatnot. But there's just been this pull. And I also think that's for a reason. We had generations that have been out here in LA and California. A lot of my people have not been back to their roots of the South, of Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. Like a lot of my people have not been back there. So it's like, it's kind of interesting that I mean, well, it's not interesting. It's not weird that I'm being pulled there. And I think I'm the only one. I don't think anyone else in my family has had, you know, the urge to go back to the South, because everybody seemed like, I don't know what it is around like that time, but everybody from the South then moved over to LA. I don't know what it, I don't know what it is, but it's just interesting when I hear the history of it. But I definitely want to go back that way, and I could see myself living back that way. Crazy, I know. Crazy, I know. I do not want to stay in LA. I think LA has been fine. It's been cool, but it's just not for me anymore. It's not for me anymore here. I feel like been here, done that, and it's time for me to move somewhere else. And New Orleans, like it has really been calling my way that way. People were like, "What about New York?" I have no interest in living in New York. I'm no, not at all. But I feel like when you are pulled towards a certain location, you gotta look into that. I feel like you don't just see a location and you're just pulled to it. Whether it's to New York or to Canada or to like, there's something in there that is pulling you to it. And my only thing is that my people are from the South. So I have a lot of lineage that way. So maybe it's just getting us back to our roots of where it is. So yeah, but that's where I've been called to. But I definitely don't see myself staying out here. I don't see myself raising a family out here. I tell my man about that all the time, and he's in agreement with me as well. Why does it look like I'm distracted? My shelf looks like it's off. Like there's like a gap. It's not supposed to look like that. Okay, anyways. But my man is in agreement too. He doesn't want to raise a family out here as well. He does want to go elsewhere to raise a family, and I'm in agreement with that. Listen, Cali is cool. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Born and raised in LA, y'all can say weather all you want, and I get that. The things that are going on, I have seen here to what it is now. And if y'all are sticking around just for the fact of like the weather, and people always think I'm crazy, but I think the people that I'm talking to are the ones that are not really from California, not from LA. A lot of them move here. The homeless rate continues to grow. And I don't know why that doesn't disturb people like it disturbs me, but it tells you a lot about what's going on. There are a lot of buildings, like a lot of apartments that are being built up that are vacant, not too people are in it, but yet the homeless rate is increasing drastically. Not only that, the drug rate is increasing. When I moved into this apartment that I'm in now, I've been here for about 6 years now. When I moved here, there was no homeless. There was no homeless, there was no drug, none of that. Over the last couple of years, like overnight, tents over there, tents over here, people sleeping outside of our apartment door. Okay. And I don't know what it is and why that is just such a, it's a normal thing. You guys feel comfortable stepping over homeless people to get to your coffee shop. And I see it time and time again. The homeless rate out here is getting ridiculous. The drugs out here is getting ridiculous. And not only that, a lot of the things out in LA are going up in price, but the quality is not matching it. You got apartment buildings that are old as fuck trying to raise the rent on you, excuse my language, trying to raise the rent on you every year. And you ain't replaced the old ass. In my apartment, the stove that I got is old as hell. Y'all ain't replaced that stove, but you want to raise the rent that stove been here for how long? Like, y'all. So a lot of this that I see is like, it's just not making sense anymore. It used to, it's just not making sense anymore for me. It's like, you're just paying for the weather, if you will. You're just paying for the name of being in LA, if you will. The food ain't no better. Listen, the food is, it probably depends on where you go, but a lot of the food out here is not that good. I'm just, as an LA native, okay, there are some places that you probably can find that are decent, but listen, soul food spots out here, it's hit and miss with some of them. You know what I'm saying? There's tacos. There's taco spots that, yeah, the trucks are good, but there's burgers. But my thing is like, the wholesomeness of like you going and sitting down and getting food and it's good, it's just not really it no more out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, prices go up on everything, but the quality is not there. The quality is not there. You get what I'm saying? So, people probably be like, how can you say that you're LA native? Because I can say that because I know what it's like. Take me back to the days of me growing up off of Crenshaw and 48th. Okay? Yeah, it was a lot more fun back then than it is now. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I just don't like the way that it's going. And from my perspective on things, I don't think LA is going to get any better. I think it's going to become more expensive, and we're going to have to walk over more homeless people. Let's put it that way. And they're talking about having the Olympics out here. Where are you putting all these thousands of homeless people? Mind you, where I work, where I work, it's a very where can I say? I don't want to tell y'all where I work at because unless you know me, I don't want to say all that. But it's in an area that is, close to UCLA, put it that way. So people over there got a little coin. And like I said, there was never really any homeless over there either when I first worked. Over the last year or so, we have seen an increase in homeless people, even in that area. Drug usage, right? So my thing is like, y'all are trying to have these Olympics here. Where are you putting these homeless people? You can't just shove them in the back of a closet. What you gonna do? Load them on a bus and send them down the street? Where are all these homeless people going? Where are all these encampments? See, and that's the thing, as someone who is here, and like that's my main question. These encampments, where are y'all putting those? And mind you, they clear the encampments out, and guess what? The next day they're back. They're back. You cleared them out, but people are back. And it's like this. Until they get to the core of the problem with the homelessness out here in Los Angeles, it is never going to get better. But guess what? Our beautiful mayor and all of them keep saying, we're going to do something about the homeless. But she didn't know how bad it was until she went out there and saw Skid Row is not just a little road. It's blocks of people. Not only that, Skid Row is no longer in one little designated area. Skid Row is spread out amongst LA. It used to be in one, no, now you see homeless everywhere. Now, I'm going to separate the drug issue and the homeless issue a little bit because I feel like they can be two separate things because some people are homeless not by choice. Maybe they have some hardship, whatever. Drugs, on the other hand, people are choosing to do drugs. That's their choice. Maybe they have some addiction. They also could have some things going on in their life, decide to do drugs. It happens, right? MacArthur Park. If you know anything about LA, MacArthur Park is the drug central. That park, they allow people to do drug deals, do drugs. There's a lot of deaths that go over there. There's a lot of violence. Why is that park still open? Why haven't y'all shut that shit down yet? Why hasn't a fence gone up around it and to disperse, get people out of the area so that that's not a housing area for things to happen? No. Now they put fences up on the other side. I don't really I think because they didn't want vendors setting up there, people setting up on the street sides with the vendors. I think that's what that was for. But y'all still finding bodies in that pond, in that water. And let's not see when they drain that water, we gonna figure out what else is in there. Cause I bet you there's more bodies in that MacArthur Park. Okay. And I'll never forget when my man came out here, and he was like, there's a park up the street. We should go. I think he just looked it up on the phone. And I was like, what park are you talking about? He's like, MacArthur Park. I started laughing. I said, you don't want to go there. Why you don't want to go there? Let's get in the car. Get in the car. Let's go. And then you drive and you see what it's looking like. You're like, oh, yeah. You wanna go there now? You wanna go? Oh my goodness. So yeah, y'all. It's a whole thing out here. It's a whole thing. But that's my little rant for the day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to go get the Clear Skin Playbook. It is $5 off until Wednesday. All right. And I will see you guys in the next live. Bye.